What's up, guys? Heading on my way home from work. An hour late. Because I got a lot of shit to do. And the boss is on vacation and he normally takes care of the shit. And I'm just plain responsible. JK. I'm undoubtedly louder and or more harshly sounding right now just because I still have yet to get that dead cat on the mic. And thus you may be experiencing more. What an He didn't wave back. He didn't wave back. I think someone needs to write up a guide on how to have a beard and wear your helmet too. Simply because this morning I was wearing my ski mask, as it were. It's not really a ski mask, it's actually a purpose-built little mask thingy for motorcycle riders to go under their helmets. And, yeah, just eating beard. And for those of you who say shave, fuck you. I seriously have the Wayans brothers in front of me right now. One of them just looked back, looked straight up like David Wayans. Good, you stay over there. Jerk face. I'm sorry, everyone who drives a white Nissan Altima of that exact mid to late 2000s era, you're automatically a jerk face and you have no idea how to drive. And there's I can qualify that. I once got into a rolling accident in a Ford Explorer, just cars just like this, freaking Altimas. And I'm sure you guys have experienced it too, but people who drive those things just cannot drive. Anyway, I was in a rolling accident, and when I say rolling, I mean literally rolling across, like, there was 2 lanes of traffic on 95 going south. And if you don't know 95, then you probably don't live on the East Coast, but it runs up and down the entire East Coast. And I was getting on right basically north of where it comes to my city in morning traffic. And I see one of those, I merge on, I check my blind spot, much like I'm doing right now. I merge, and all of a sudden, there's a white Nissan Altima, and its wheels are locked. I guess this model didn't have anti-lock, because there is so much smoke coming out of the rear tires from them just stabbing the brake that you can't even really see the frickin' license plate number. And this all happens in the span of a split second, within the time that it takes to check your blind spot, which is very much the reason that I, from now on, do not operate a car without those little blind spot mirrors. Anyway, I'm looking back, I see him, and I just yank the wheel over. But Ford Explorers are big, top-heavy SUVs, and they don't respond well to that. I suddenly find myself on 2 wheels in a vehicle that should not be on 2 wheels, and then I'm back down on the other 2 wheels, and the other side's back up, and then back down again, and this time I feel the axle buckle from underneath me, and I'm just like, man, this isn't gonna end good. And it doesn't. It ends just about as much as you'd expect it to be. The whole axle just folds under, and the vehicle with it, and I start rolling, and luckily everybody else was paying attention. Obviously not the Altima, because I think he wasn't paying attention and someone merged in front of him. And yeah, I go barreling down into the 2 left lanes and go straight into the Jersey wall. Thank God there was a Jersey wall, else I'd be in oncoming traffic. But yeah, that was a fun day. Fun fact, the most upset I was about the exact situation I had just put myself in was that my iPod Classic had just been thrown from the window. Man, I loved that thing. It's the only thing that made that job that I was trying to go to actually worth going to. Because at that time I was driving around from grocery store to grocery store, working for a particular company, putting up a particular product that the trucks drop off. And listening to music was pretty much the only reason I could get to that job. It's not a bad job, just didn't pay well. I liked the work. Working, getting your workout all day, but you're inside in the AC. That was awesome. Worked by myself. But then I had to decide, you know, maybe that accident could have been avoided had I had some sleep the night before instead of trying to stay up late. Not trying, just instinctually staying up late. Old people. Running the midnight oil after coming home from school at 10 p.m. and then trying to go to my job at 5 a.m. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. Some people function better without sleep. I am not one of those people. I don't even function well on okay sleep. I'm just not functional unless I have like 10 hours of sleep. That said, I get about half that and ride a motorcycle to work. What's going on here? See, if I was a lesser man, I would be cutting right across all this gravel for a 2-second lead in front of 2 cars. Oh, by the way, this morning I think I actually mentioned that I was potentially going to sell this beautiful bike last night. And that didn't happen because there was a particular individual who got my hopes up for coming over to check on it all day. And surprise, surprise, not really of all Craigslist people. They tend to be incredibly flaky and unreliable. So, time came for us to meet. And the last second I got a text from him saying, hey, you're going to have to cancel. And I was like, that's cool. Are you still interested? And I didn't get a text back, so flaky again. I'm going to assume that's a no. Which made me sad, but at the same time it still made me happy because if I had it my way, I would be keeping this bike and I would be buying another. And to most people who don't ride motorcycles, they're not going to understand that, but any one of you who follows me, you probably ride bikes, and you probably understand that there is definitely more than one kind of bike, and you also probably understand that it's way better than driving a car, or truck, or SUV, whatever. But yeah, I want the 1400cc version of this bike. I love metric cruisers. I don't know what, I mean, metric cruisers are badass. Nobody likes them. And I can't figure out why. I think it's mostly just the Harley dicks that are like, that's not a real motorcycle. You know, and I'm just like, dude, these bikes are typically made more reliable than the Harley pieces of shit that sell for twice the price at the very least, just because of the name on the tank. And not only that, this thing doesn't frickin' drop on any drops at all of oil. Doesn't burn it, doesn't use it, doesn't lose it. Anyway, that's it for now. See you guys later.